Rice is rightly called the grain of life. It arguably feeds more people than any other comparable food grain, especially in Asia. India, of course, has been the biggest exporter of the grain, helping people in other parts of the world ensure basic food security and also letting them savor different rice varieties. Ladies and gentlemen, though India is the leading consumer and exporter of rice today, the situation was different when the nation began free. The National Rice Research Institute was established in 1946, soon after the Great Bengal famine and just before we won independence. In those days, we were dependent on imports to meet our food requirements, and often the nation lived what was called a sheep-to-mouth existence. If the nation could overcome that dependency and has become the largest exporter, a lot of credit goes to the NRRI. The institute has contributed immensely to India's food security and also to enhancing farmers' lives. For more than 75 years now, the NRRI has been working in the areas of basics, applied and adaptive research related to paddy, while also imparting training to the various stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, India is proud of its rich biodiversity, and that includes varieties of rice too. Every region of this country boasts of a unique rice grain of its own with a distinct taste. In the last century, as irrigation facilities expanded, rice came to be grown in new places and found new consumers. Such a shift is not always good for the water usage in some regions. The paddy crop requires high amounts of water, but many parts of the world are facing severe water shortage due to climate change. Droughts, floods, and cyclones are now more frequent, making rice cultivation more. Association of Rice Research Workers, Dr. Pawan Kumar Agarwal ji, Director ICR National Rice Research Institute, Dr. Amresh Kumar Nayak ji, scientists, students, and all the participants, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy to be here with you today. I am glad to see young scientists, especially women, among you. You have gathered here to participate in the second Indian Rice Congress, which will, over these 4 days, discuss a variety of topics related to this important grain. It is heartening to see a gathering of talented scientists who invest their time and energy for rich research, rice research, and also for Indians' food security and livelihoods. There is no need to underline the importance of rice before this audience. You know very well how rice is the cornerstone of food security in India and also a key factor for our economy. Rice also figures very prominently in our heritage and culture. Right from the Vedas, our ancient literature in Sanskrit and other languages have rich references to this grain and many varieties of rice. Many rituals and ceremonies of various religions traditions are considered incomplete without akshat, and the undertaken rites, which is smooth and symbol of prosperity and even the wholeness of life. In many parts of India, the first solid food grain given to a child is usually something made of rice. It also features infamous legends and myths. I am sure you remember many tales, such as the one about Sudama's rice. Identifying and characterizing unique rice germplasm that can survive these cultivation challenges. I am told that this rice congress has dedicated sessions to discuss these issues. Another challenge is to save the soil from excessive use of chemical fertilizers, which are considered necessary for modern rice cultivation. We need to reduce our dependence on such fertilizers in order to keep our soil healthy. I am confident our scientists are at work to devise eco-friendly rice production systems. Ladies and gentlemen, as rice forms the bedrock of our food security, we must consider its nutritional aspects too. Large section of low-income groups depends on rice, which is often the only source of daily nutrition for them. Therefore, delivering protein, vitamins, and essential micronutrients through rice can help combat malnutrition. I am told ICI NRRI has developed India's first high protein rice called CR Dhan 310, which will help us in improving the country's overall nutrition profile. I am glad to learn that NRRI has also released a high zinc rice variety called CR Dhan 315. The development of such biofortified varieties is an ideal example of science in the service of society. More and more of such efforts will be needed to support the increasing population amid a changing climate. I am confident that India's scientific community, including those present here today, will rise to the challenge.
Among the presidents of the states in the world, Honorable Shri Narendra Singh Ji Tomar, the pioneer in the Panchjanya of architecture, infrastructure in agriculture, offering the delicious and sumptuous feast to 11.5 crore farmers families of India. Honorable Ravindra Pratap Swami, Minister in the government, leaving no stone unturned to assuage the sufferings through a scheme, Kalia, launched by the state government, on your sincere, sensitive endeavors to bring out a revolution in the field of rice production. Of course, I may not mention, but I do mention to computerize the modern communication facilities, employing all possible technologies, but must be under the orbit or umbrella of intuitive knowledge, you see, that you possess, you see. Of course, curbing, controlling, disciplining all the disorders and the disharmonies which the Honorable Minister has just explained, you see, maybe less labor, maybe less water, maybe less funds, etc., and limited land, etc., whatever it is. But of course, all these challenges are met by the scientists of the world today. Of course, you meet the many challenges of drought resistant and high. So I offer my ovations to the scientists who are present over here today, basically to the Yajin, all of you, see. which speaks that performing the prescribed duty is perfection. She becomes a bride, then again you must have experienced, you see. She again scatters and spreads all these sweetest possible fruits to the coming house, to the in-laws house also, you see. So as far as rice is concerned, you will excuse me if I say that it is not a food, it is a fruit, you see. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhanteha prayachati. Lord Krishna speaks to us. छिलके से ही तो निकलता है चावल, छिलके से ही केला निकलता है, छिलके से ही आम निकलता है, छिलके से ही अनानास निकलता है, छिलके से ही एप्पल निकलता है, तो छिलके से ही चावल निकलता है. So it is a fruit, of course, no doubt. You see that for two small feasts of rice, you see, given to Lord Krishna, can feed the whole of the world. That is what the honorable minister was speaking to us, that we are exporting, and the time is gradually coming, you see, we will feed the whole of the world also, you see. If the invisible virus can try to swallow the world, you see, and I of course admit, and you will agree with me, अगर नीलकंठ ने कालकूट ना पिया होता तो सी फूड खाना बंद हो जाता.
I must thank the first citizen of India for gracing this auspicious occasion and being an inspiration to millions of Indians, especially the women of the country and the women of Odisha. Madam, your journey, struggle and grace will always be admired by all those who are in public life. We are proud that you come from the land of Lord Jagannath. Now coming to this event, we are privileged to host the second Indian Rice Congress here in the historic city of Cuttack to discuss the problems and prospects of paddy cultivation by our Annadatas. We have come a long way from being a net importer of rice when we got independence to a net surplus of rice production, which has ensured food security for all our citizens. Our state, under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister Sri Naveen Patnaik ji, has progressed exceedingly well, and not only our state has become self-sufficient in paddy production, but also it is exporting rice to 6 other states after fulfilling our own requirements. The first credit for this goes to the farmers of the country and the state who have toiled day in and day out to feed us. Then the governments, both at the center and the states at different times, who have brought out policies to address the bottlenecks and taken steps to remove them. And the most important link to make this possible is our scientific community, those who are present here, who have burned the midnight oil to continuously innovate and give the farmers the right variety of produce, not only good quality of rice, but also great quantity of rice. Just consider these simple statistics. When India got independence, we had about 120 million hectares of arable land, which increased marginally to 160 million hectares in 2000.
मान्यवर श्री गणेशी लाल जी, उड़ीसा राज्य के कृषि मंत्री आदरणीय श्री रणवेंद्र सिंह जी, DGICR डॉक्टर पाठक जी, डॉक्टर नायक साहब, डॉक्टर अग्रवाल जी, विधायकगण, इस पूरी कॉन्फ्रेंस में भाग लेने के लिए आए सभी वैज्ञानिकगण, केंद्र सरकार और राज्य सरकार के अधिकारीगण, किसान भाइयों बहनों, विद्यार्थियों और मीडिया के मित्रों, बहुत ही सौभाग्य का विषय है कि जब अंतर्राष्ट्रीय चावल कांग्रेस के इस कार्यक्रम में माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी ने अपनी उपस्थिति की स्वीकृति प्रदान की है। हम सब जानते हैं कि किसी भी कार्यक्रम में या किसी भी संस्थान में महामहिम जी का उपस्थित होना यह अपने आप में एक बड़ी घटना होती है और मैं समझता हूं कि उनकी ये उपस्थिति सिर्फ चावल कांग्रेस के वैज्ञानिकों को ही नहीं, आईसीआर के 100 से अधिक संस्थान, 713 कृषि विज्ञान केंद्र, 3 केंद्रीय विश्वविद्यालय, 74 से अधिक राज्य के कृषि विश्वविद्यालय और उससे जुड़े अनेक कृषि वैज्ञानिक और लाखों की तादाद में जो किसान हैं, उन सब को प्रोत्साहित करेगी, उन सबका उत्साहवर्धन करेगी। आईसीआर की ओर से महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी का हृदय से बहुत बहुत स्वागत करता हूँ, बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूँ। इस मौके पर उड़ीसा के गवर्नर, राज्य सरकार के मंत्री जी भी यहाँ उपस्थित हैं। मैं उनके प्रति भी निश्चित रूप से कृतज्ञता ज्ञापित करता हूँ। भारत एक कृषि प्रधान देश है, इसलिए सरकारों की हमेशा कोशिश रहती है कि प्रधानता को प्राथमिकता दी जाए और मुझे कहते हुए प्रसन्नता है कि हमारे किसानों के परिश्रम ने, वैज्ञानिकों के अनुसंधान ने कृषि के क्षेत्र में बहुत प्रगति की है। आज खाद्यान्न की दृष्टि से हम सिर्फ आत्मनिर्भर ही नहीं, दुनिया को भी मदद करने वाले देशों में से एक बने हैं। यह हम सब के लिए निश्चित रूप से गौरव का विषय है। जहाँ तक चावल का सवाल है, चावल की फसल हमारे फसलों में से प्रमुख फसल है और मुझे कहते हुए प्रसन्नता है कि हमारे वैज्ञानिकों ने अब तक अनुसंधान करके चावल की दृष्टि से देखें तो 160 बीज की किस्मों को ईजाद किया है। साथ ही साथ जो प्रधानमंत्री जी का बल है कि कुपोषण की समस्या को दूर करने के लिए, पौष्टिकता खान पान में बढ़ाने के लिए फोर्टिफाइड चावल की किस्मों को हमें पैदा करना चाहिए। आईसीआर ने उस दिशा में भी कदम बढ़ाए हैं और सीआर 310, 311, 315 धान की किस्में पैदा की हैं। सरकार ने फोर्टिफाइड चावल पीडीएस में वितरण किया जाए, इसके लिए भी पायलट प्रोजेक्ट प्रारंभ किया है। बजट में उसका प्रावधान कर दिया गया है और प्रधानमंत्री जी की कोशिश है कि हमारे खान पान की व्यवस्था ऐसी हो